Hello, everyone, welcome to our channel Bushcraft Latino America. A previous video showed several devices or survival gadgets with multiple functions to face the emergency in the jungle. One of the most tasteful was the Paracord bracelet, which we will review in detail today, although it is not the same that we reviewed in that video. This is a bracelet, is brand Wazoo, and contains 16 elements of survival. Which, how does all this fit in a bracelet? Stay with me to see it. I will start by showing the bracelet in its original packaging. Comes in this transparent case that on the side front has the Wazoo logo as well as the bracelet model. In this case is the adventure, and the back is the description of the article as well as a legend of all the elements. I will list them and describe them throughout the video in the order as it comes here. It is made to my size since it provides the measurement of my wrist during the order, so it comes as customized for me. There are 3 colors to choose from, or 3 types. Now I will describe the first function of the bracelet, which obviously is the cord paracord. Like all bracelets of this type, its main element is cord 550, named for resisting 550 pounds before breaking, or about 280 kilograms. To unravel this bracelet fabric, we get approximately 3 meters. As everyone knows, this cord has infinite uses in everything that is the environment of survival would happen. All the video talking about them, but among the main that I can to name are the one of making shelters, hung from hammocks, make a spear with our knife, to make a sling, cheat, ties, or even spring. When removing the shirt, which is a rope in itself, there are 7 threads which in turn are divided into 3 more threads, all of considerable resistance, which also serves us for multiple tasks, such as fishing line, netting, or cooking our clothes or shoes, and more. Another important element that contains this bracelet is a fire initiator, because we know that in an emergency the power to have fire is paramount. We can use it. In addition, another element that brings what is the knife or small leaf, what is made of a material, ceramic, and comes wrapped in a small rubber sheath. This to avoid cutting the cover. This is not good for driving everything that is the paracord, and to be able to cut it in smaller pieces, or also cut the wrappers of the other elements it contains, is a rather small but important edge to have, and that it can really be very useful in an emergency situation. Of course, also serves us scraper for flint. Another item containing the bracelet is a fishing line. If you look at the central framework, comes a small transparent tube, approximately the thickness of a sherbet. This comes sealed the tips to make it waterproof and protect some items it has inside. One of them is this fishing line, from which comes several meters. Very important this element, since it prevents us having to deal the paracord to obtain a thread, affecting its resistance and other tasks, for which it complements very well the bracelet and leave the cord free for other functions. The number 5 on the list are 2 packages of Tinder, of cotton, impregnated with fuel, which are hidden at the beginning of the brooches with small rubber bands. How you see here, covered with pieces of the same tube that I showed before, also waterproof it, since as I have shown in other videos, to light fire is not always so easy, as we see. The flint of the bracelet is very small like its sparks, and this tinder can make it easier to light the fire. Brings two of them. The other is hidden in the same way in the opposite clasp. As I am going to demonstrate here fast, here already we have a base of fire. So we just have to add small leaves, branches or dried chopsticks to get our bonfire. Let's go now with the number 6, which are a pair of hooks, in the same transparent hose where comes the line and other elements. Bring these two small hooks, which we can also use with the inner strands of the paracord cord. These are very difficult to reproduce in nature. The number 7, as they see, comes in the same brooch where he is flint, and the pack of tinder, the whistle, which can be quite helpful at the time we need to ask for help if we are immobilized. This is more efficient. That shout, and is a basic tool that we must have in our backpack, or in this case, in a survival. Believe me, and although it cannot be appreciated in the video, it sounds pretty strong, in spite of its size. The number 8. 2 weights of lead that we know are quite useful for complement the hooks of our fishing kit. The 9th place, there are a couple of safety pins, something also very useful, and that can help us in many parts. The 10th element is one that is fairly visible in the bracelet, since it occupies its central part. The compass. This comes covered with another rubber band as the tinder packages, and I have compared it with a compass more big that I have and is perfectly calibrated. This tool also, as we know, is of utmost importance in a survival kit or any camper backpack, so it should not be overlooked. In number 11, we find the same plastic tube where hooks and other fishing implements come from, which can also be useful in a survival situation. For example, we can add the cotton used, comes in the tinder package, and a little coal and so on. Improvise a water filter, and use it as a straw to draw water. Difficult places such as holes in the rocks or between leaves of plants. We know that tubes like this are also essential parts of many survival kit that you see in the market. In 12 we have a material, luminescent. To see the compass, we can see that the lid, it has this adhesive or plastic material, whose main function is the absorption of light. This reacts either light, the sun, the light of a small flashlight, even from the screen before our phone, mobile, which is enough to light itself. Same if we want to see something in the total darkness, is a unique innovation that makes this bracelet stand out. The 13. We have the elastic bands we already saw in various parts of the bracelet, in addition to fulfilling the functions already said in the bracelet. We can be useful in several ways, such as using them after firing the tinder packet as fuel for the fire or a slow burning element to prolong the fire even more while we get our bonfire. In addition, it can serve us to hold some tool that we manufacture, as we will see later in the video. In the number 14 we have the signal mirror. In the female clasp has another adhesive, completely reflective, similar to a mirror, what we mainly use to do signs with the sun, although it is also sufficiently Clear for a self-exploration, we look at the face and others. The number 15 are also the compass as seen here on the side. Rear or ear has one adhesive plus one material. Special, in this case a material containing small microspheres. And it acts as cat-eye-type light that we see on road signs that reflect any dim light. That is, towards its origin, a function similar to what the mirror fulfills in the day, but in this case will help us to indicate our position at night. The last item of the bracelet, the number 16, is a 2-bore elastic. This, as they noticed from the beginning of the video, comes woven by the paracord it occupies. All the edge of the bangle is really quite resilient and elastic. And this one is thought mainly to make a resort or tie rockiness, as we see in this image. We would weave with the same paracord or fabric the base for the rocks, and we would make the fork with a branch, and with the rubber band of the bracelet we can to the branch. This way we would have a weapon which would give us an advantage considerable when hunting to feed in a situation of emergency. Really, as we have seen throughout of this video, this small and discreet bracelet is a complete kit of ideal survival for the hiker who likes to walk light, or even for those who believe to walk well prepared, since during an emergency we could be separated from our backpack, but it would be much harder to separate us from this bracelet. Interested in acquiring this incredible bracelet can do so by going to the Wazoo website, where you will also find several models to choose from as well. Other similar accessories such as the necklace I already showed in a previous video. The link to the site and others and maybe your interest I will be leaving in the description. Do not forget, please indicate if the video you like, as well as share it in the different social networks. To receive more, do not forget to subscribe to the channel or Facebook page. It will be up to a new video.